I am leaving very soon for Italy, and I'm starting to run around crazy trying to do last minute things. And it got me to reflecting on what I could have done differently in the weeks and months leading up to this long term trip. For those that don't know, I will be moving to Italy and I will be living there for 3 months in order to get my Italian citizenship through descent. I have made a list of the 5 things that I wish I had done differently getting ready for this trip. The first thing I wish I had done was calculate out how much time everything would take to get completed. Now, what I mean by this is how long does it take for your forward mail to go into effect? How far in advance do you need to do that? Another example would be if you're getting travel health insurance or a new credit card, how long does it take for that stuff to arrive in the mail? The way this has hurt me is because things are starting to pile up last minute. I already have some things that are coming in the mail and I know they're going to arrive after I've left. Luckily, I do have forward mail in place and they'll get forwarded to the correct destination, but it would have been nice to have these things in my hands before I left. I also think it would have just been good planning on my part to have this done. It would have been a lot less stressful because now that I'm getting closer to my trip, I'm starting to freak out about all the stuff I have done, and having all this stuff crowded together towards the end of my time here and right for my trip, it's causing me a lot of stress, and I am not having tons of time to enjoy my last few days here before I go to Italy. The second thing I do differently is plan fun things for my trip and don't just focus on the logistics. I have spent the last 2 months probably just focusing entirely on the logistics, trying to figure out everything I need to do here before I leave and getting that done. Also, what do I need for the trip itself, for flying and getting there, trying to figure out all the logistics of that. And then also the logistics of moving to a different country, trying to figure out what I need to bring, what I don't bring, what might be available there, what am I going to do there. Short-term trips are very, I'd say, easy in a sense that all you really do, you do have a little bit of logistics, but you are focusing more on what are you doing when you're there. You're going to have fun. You're there for 7 days, 2 weeks, whatever. Your whole point of going is to have fun and enjoy a tourist and vacation atmosphere. In my situation, I'm moving there and I'm going to live there. I'm going to have a daily life there. So I need to do more planning in terms of taking what I need for my day-to-day life with me and then trying to figure out what is there that I can use for my day-to-day life. And because I'm going to be living there 3 months, I'm obviously not going to be traveling all the time because I do have to work. So I'll be working on the weekdays remotely, and then on the weekends is when I will get to travel. So this trip has become very logistic focused and very just moving my life from one place to the other as opposed to like doing vacation kind of things. And what I realized is it's not fun. Obviously I'm looking forward to living in Italy. I'm not complaining about that. But what has happened is, people ask me, oh, what are you going to go do? What's the thing you want to do most? And quite frankly, I haven't even thought about it. I obviously want to go see the standard cities and some tourist attractions and experience a few different places in Italy, but I've not really narrowed it down to what is really important to me and what I want to do. And I feel like when you're getting ready for a vacation, this kind of excites you and gets you motivated to go. And at this point, I don't really have that excitement of, oh, I'm going to go see the Colosseum and I'm going to go do this wine tour. Right now, my sole focus is just getting there, getting in my apartment, getting groceries, making sure I have all the clothes I need. It's a lot less exciting than planning a vacation. And I just wish I had kind of at least had an idea of what I wanted to do so that I had something to look forward to as opposed to just kind of like chores. The third thing I would do differently is not go right after the holidays. This has not been a fun experience. I am departing the US right after Christmas and New Year's holidays, and it unfortunately was not my choice. We reserved an apartment and there's specific timeframes available, and the earliest timeframe they had at the time we were eligible to sign up was January, and then the next one after that was like June or July. And I didn't really want to wait that long. And So I picked January. So it really wasn't up to me when I went. If it was up to me, I definitely would not go right after Christmas and New Year's. And this doesn't speak for like a regular vacation. This is for if you're moving to a different country or if you're having a long-term trip. Because I have encountered so much problems getting stuff to my house, going shopping and trying to find stuff because it's the holidays. An example is I had to get 90-day prescriptions for my medications because I have to bring all them with me. And that process started over a month ago, and I just got them in the mail the other day. And some of it was insurance related, they were being difficult, but a large part of it was they weren't shipping and processing around Christmas, and then they weren't shipping and processing around New Year's. So that led to a lot of delays in the shipments of my medications. And it's the same thing for everything that's being forwarded to me or things I'm ordering off Amazon, things I'm ordering from other stores. It's taking a lot longer to get to my house and to see these things and have these things because of all the delays from the holidays. And you know as well as I do, even at the holidays, people aren't working. Even though there's technically work days, 3 or 4 days a week during Christmas and New Year's, people aren't working, they're on vacation. So it's become very difficult to get everything shipped to my house and together and situated because it's right after the holidays. The second reason I would not suggest booking a long-term trip right after the holidays is it's crazy out there. It's crazy. I have been to the stores so many times in the last 2 weeks, we'll say, and it's not because of Christmas shopping. It's not because I want to get a good deal on Boxing Day or whatever. It's because I just think of something I need or think of something I want to bring with me, then I have to go to the store and get it. Well, it's crazy because everyone's on vacation and everyone's going to the stores to get these sales and go shopping while they can. And it's just become, it's a lot. There's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of people. And if this trip were to occur at any other time, I think it would be a lot easier for me to go shopping and to find things in the stores. And then also doing this around the holidays just doesn't give you a lot of time. I have been struggling with preparing for Christmas and preparing for the new year. There's a lot of stuff personally that you have to do around this time, and then combining that with getting ready for this long-term move, it's a lot. And I just really have been stressing out about the time and having to split my time between holidays and moving. The next thing that I really would have done differently is come up with a packing plan. To this day, I don't have a packing plan. I'm just gonna throw some stuff in a suitcase pretty much and just hopefully it works. I really wish I had come up with like a list of outfits. Like, this is what I'm wearing to the airport. This is what I'm wearing when I work from home. This is what I'm wearing when I go out to the stores or to a restaurant. And like, this is what I'm wearing if I travel. And I wish I had created kind of like a capsule wardrobe for my trip. Because it is a long-term trip, I will need more clothes and more, a variety of functions for clothes, because I will be going to ballet class. I will be needing loungewear for home. I'll be needing sleepwear. I'll be needing, regular clothes, dressier clothes. And so it's hard to put all that together when it's in your head. If I had sat down and planned out everything that I was taking, I could have had a solid plan of going to the stores and buying what I needed. I'm still buying things last minute, like a new purse or a pair of shoes. And there are things that I do need, but if I had made this list like a month ago, I could have pre-shopped and started knocking all this stuff off my list and had a complete little capsule wardrobe and everything I need to bring with me. And what is really important with coming up with a packing plan is knowing what is available in Italy and what is not. There's always going to be a difference between American products and Italian products, and I don't really know what they are. I don't know what brands are available in Italy. I don't know what products are available in Italy, and I didn't really do any research on it. My assumption is pretty much I'm taking a few toiletries with me that I will just use while I'm there for the whole time. But for the most part, my plan is to just buy like face wash and soap and, even some makeup, buy that while I'm there. But I don't really know like the brands that are there and how to find comparable brands. And what I'm scared of is not bringing something with me and finding out it's not really available in Italy. And then I just have to get used to a different product. I'm sure I will be fine, but if I had done this research ahead of time, I think I could more effectively plan out what I'm bringing and what I'm putting in my suitcase. And then my other fear is packing so much stuff that I don't need that I could have gotten there. You know, I am bringing some products and maybe they're available in Italy, and why am I bringing them? But because I haven't done any research or I haven't looked into it, I'm just bringing what I want, and hopefully it's not, you know, taking up space in my suitcase that could be used for something else. And the last thing I wish I did differently, which I'm sure everyone says, is give myself more time. I didn't really start preparing for this trip until like a month ago, and I have known about it for 3 or 4 months. And so 3 or 4 months, you know, at that point I was like, oh, the trip's too far away. I mentioned this trip is right after the holidays. Well, I didn't really think about it till Thanksgiving, another holiday. And then after Thanksgiving, I was like, well, crap, this trip's coming up really soon. So I wish I had given myself more time to do research, especially. I did make a list. I made a list of everything I thought I would need to do before this trip, and I have been going through it. But the thing is, I did not anticipate how long some of these things on the list took, as I kind of mentioned earlier. So some things I wrote on the list and I was like, okay, I'll do that in 5 minutes. Reality, it took me 2 days. And so I have been kind of bunching everything together. I've been really stressed out because I feel like I'm scrambling last minute to get everything done, to get all the stuff I need in my house, to get all the stuff I need packed, and to do this all before I leave. I also wish I had more time just to enjoy the time I had left in the US. I had all these visions of like going to my last Mexican restaurant and, you know, seeing all my friends before I leave. And the reality is I'm cramming so much stuff into trying to get ready for this trip that I'm not doing these crazy things. I haven't had time to just sit down and enjoy life. And I think it would help with my stress if I had time to just sit and relax, to sit and watch a movie or just read a little and not worry so much about everything I need to bring on my trip. But that is not the situation that I'm in, so I'm trying to deal with it. That is what I would do differently for this long-term trip if I had to do it over. But I am in this situation and I'm gonna make the best of it, and stay tuned for Italy.